Here you are, finally. Where have you been? Been waiting to talk to you for absolutely ages. Have you seen the weather? It's like I'm back home in Manchester. No, we don't have a job. And we've also had a text from our agent, Jeff, who apparently is retiring and he's sold the business. He said our new agent is going to be ringing us any second. This is him now. Better take it. Greeno, my old director of football from another universe at Manchester Central. I'd like to say I was happy to see you, but I'm not. Listen, mate, I've got a very important phone call from my new agent coming in. I have not got any time to waste chatting to you.
This is not a waste of time, my friend. I'm your new agent. I bought the agency. I wouldn't phone you just for a social anyway. Don't be stupid.
You're joking. No. I'm not having this, mate. No way.
Yeah, no, you are having this because I've got your contract here. You signed here in crayon. You see that?
Okay.
You stuck with me for 5 years.
Right. Well, you're my new agent. Fair enough. It is what it is. But this journey, this adventure, this managerial career for me and my best mate, McLovin, is massively important. And I want to take the next step. I don't need you messing about. And the last time I spoke to you, you sent me a lovely vegan gift in the post, which happened to be a dog shit in a box, a smell I've still got stuck up my nose. So I need you to take this seriously. I want to take the next step.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm taking this seriously as well. I don't know if you have been taking this seriously. I've been talking to our mutual friend, your chief home placement officer, and he's told me that you've had it really easy. Indonesia, Malaysia, just go in there, hoovering up all the best local talent in the nation.
I work my ass off.
No, you're about to work your ass off, right? So I've been speaking to our mutual friend, right, and he told me one place that you really, really didn't want to go. So guess where you're going?
If you say China, I might kill you.
Good luck with that. You're going to China.
To a big club?
Yeah, they were once a big club. They've had some big names at the club. Maybe not so much anymore. They are in a lot of debt. They are failing financial fair play. They nearly got relegated last season and half their squad wants to leave.
Oh, fine.
So good luck with that. If you need me, call my secretary and she won't give me the message. You're on your own. Bye.
Wait, no. We need a chat. This veganism and meditating had green shields written all over it. I didn't know you were talking to him behind my back. What's that all about? Telling him everything? Thanks for that. We're supposed to be best friends. Have we got a job? Well, hasn't your best mate told you that we've got a job? Yes, we've got a job. We've got China. For a challenge, apparently. But I'm looking forward to a challenge. We need a challenge. Your freaking con placement better be on its A game. Talking and green shields behind my back. Don't know if I'm going to forgive you for this. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of The Road to Anywhere, my Journeyman adventure here on FM22. As always, thanks for joining me. Your view is massive. It's the most important thing, but if you feel generous today, you can always hit that thumbs up, get involved in the comments. All these little things help my channel grow and it's all appreciated. Me and my CCPO love you long time. So, welcome to China. Now, I may have mentioned I didn't want to go to China. Not because I've got anything against China, it's just I was at Beijing, I think, on the very first ever Road to Anywhere series. I think, was it FM19? Possibly. So I just wanted to go to new places. But experience has taught me now that everything I've achieved so far wasn't worth a lot trying to step up to a higher rep league. So I've been just going to that job centre, and if I've seen a job going for it and I've not got a look in, I think I've had the odd interview here and there, but I've got nothing. So I just decided to just wait until my personal assistant, you might have noticed this when you play it yourself, they'll come to you with job updates every week, jobs that you could realistically get. Now I've got a lot of these, but it's to go back to Indonesia or stay in Malaysia or go to Hong Kong or Singapore. Now I would have done things like that early on, but I took a step back from Indonesia to Malaysia and I don't want to keep going backwards. We want to move forwards. So I just kept on waiting, and then a job in China popped up and I thought, sweet. Hebei China Fortune, or Hebei FC in Langfang City. So, buzzing with this. Now I know this club and they've had some great players in the past, some famous Brazilians, they've had Mascherano and a few others. They haven't got them now though, no. Now, Chinese football's not what it was. Now, I watched a documentary a while ago on YouTube how the bubbles burst, really. There's not the same amount of money there anymore. I don't know if that's been implemented in the game, but one thing I noticed when I looked around the league, there's not tons of massive stars. So we're going to quickly look at the finances, and straight away I was like, what? Failing FFP? Shit. Overspending on wages. Half the squad doesn't even have a contract. Shit. What the hell am I going to do? I've not scouted China because I had no intention of coming here. I ain't got a ton of knowledge. I'm not going to be able to go to the national team and poach any players. I haven't even got an international player yet. But I didn't have the money. None of them really want to come to me. This club, nearly-ish, got relegated. They've just finished 15th and sacked their manager. But there's a lot of great clubs in this league. Now, one thing I've noticed, I think some clubs have folded since I last played in China. My logo pack wasn't up to date. I've had to add a lot of logos, a lot of kits I couldn't even find. I've had to make my own. Well, the staff was okay, right? It was okay. But this club was quite cool with me over the current season. And I'm going to jump in and look at my staff when it's complete later on in the season. Because not only did they let me sack the entire coaching team and rebuild it, they let me improve every department and expand every department. Now, the competitions were going to be in two: the Chinese Super League, which we'll look at the rules in a minute, and the Chinese FA Cup. Now, it says there board expectation top half. That was their original expectation. I think next season it switches to avoid relegation, so it took a lot of pressure off me, and this is what I decided to do. So what I wanted to do was go through it and just look at their ability and potential and try and give out contracts to as many as I could, try and save as many players as I could. Not only that, look down at my youth teams, because you've got an under-21 team and under-19 team. Now, we'll just explain this to you right now with the under-21 team, and this is genuine. This is not a stupid excuse like the dog ate my homework. When I was playing that particular part, right, I had my 20-month-old son sat next to me. He's just chilling out with his juice bottle, and he's got wriggly feet like his mother. And I swear to God, just as I was about to accept, right, to join the under-21 league, he knocked me hand and I rejected, and I was like, no! And there was no way I could go back. So should we check in on the rules, because, you know, it's massively important. There's lots of different rules out in Asian football. Now, it looks like the top 3 teams can somehow get into the Champions League. Obviously, if you win it, you're straight in the group stage, you've got to qualify. If you're in second and third, bottom 2 teams get relegated. The prize money is not massive. There does not seem to be a lot of money here anymore, and I like that. I thought I was going to be coming up against teams still that had like 6 freaking top class players, and there's a few, but not a lot. And that's one thing with my squad as well. You're allowed 6 foreign players. I haven't got any, so that was hopefully going to let me, or allow me to sign 6 foreigners. So it's the same for everything, but one thing we might have to remember is the league sorting rules. It's not goal difference, it's results between teams. So that could be important. You never know. So I always want to remember. I've missed that sometimes playing in different countries. Anyway, right. The squad. Right then. So what you have to do is, and this is annoying, you have to have a 30-man squad, right? And you have to have 3 goalkeepers in that 30-man squad. And you're not allowed a foreigner. You're not allowed a foreign goalkeeper. Every goalkeeper has to be Chinese. It's the same rule they've had for years. I was hoping it had gone away. It hasn't gone away. Now, you're allowed 6 foreigners, but you're not allowed 6 foreigners in your matchday squad. I think you're allowed 4 in your matchday squad, 1 on the bench, and you've got a spare one back in the changing room. So that's one thing to remember. There's different, obviously, transfer windows. I think it reopens in July. Yeah, the 1st of July. So you'll be well into halfway into your season, but the transfer window will open when a lot of European players or even Chinese players out in Europe, their contracts will be coming to an end. I couldn't go to the national team like I did in Indonesia or Malaysia, but your scouts do come to you, and you'll know this yourself. In your newsfeed, they'll come to you with a report of a certain player. I just use that. Every time they come to me with a player that they just scouted off their own back, if they look good, I was like, yeah, fine. And I managed to snap up quite a few cheeky freebies. I did buy Brandon Loughton, who turns out to be amazing. Do I have a quick look at Brandon? Look at him, right winger. I also took a punt and a big purchase for us on Jose Renard from Venezuela. I like the fact that he's got a bit of speed. I think he's dribbling and finishing and technique and stuff like that will be good for this league. We'll see how he goes. But I did sign some foreigners, some token Brazilians. I've got Junior, who's a defensive midfielder. Jose Eduardo, who's a defensive midfielder but can also play centre half and mainly plays centre half for me. And then I got this guy, Zhao. Good player, 32. Things happen to Zhao though. So here's a squad arranged by ability. So of course I made some signings, but I also looked at the youth team. I decided who was staying, who was going. Obviously some players didn't want to stay, they left. And just put together hopefully the best 30-man squad with what I had. That I could. Now there are some other rules. You have to have one under 23 Chinese player in the starting 11, which ain't no biggie. I've got quite a lot of youngsters, but how good we were going to be? Because I had no idea how this league was. I don't think it's what it was, and I think once I got to work, surely we'd be okay. And I had quite a bit of hope from this because the bookies have got us in 6th. So I've got no pressure on the board off me. They just want me to avoid relegation. Just, I think, do okay in the cup. There's no pressure. Just come in and start laying them foundations, and that was going to be my plan going forward. I'd already started to work on the staff, but I want to show you when I finish later in the season, and then see what we could do in July once I scouted the shit out of everything. These are the finances. So obviously I brought in some money. I didn't really spend a lot. I think it helped, and somehow FFP, poof, disappeared like magic. They make a lot of moves in this window, and sometimes this game is amazing. Sometimes someone just lands on your lap that is perfect. And we're going to look at the league straight away. The 5th league apparently in competition reputation in all of Asia, and look where we are. 3rd. I've won 8, drawn 5, lost 2 at this point, 29 points. Some distance off Shanghai and Shandong, but buzzing, absolutely buzzing. And I've not wanted to not play it. It's this series, and I love it, and I love how I do it this time of year. Reignites my passion for the game, because you end up in these kind of places that you just never. I don't know why we never go to these places when the game comes out. I don't, but it's so much fun. And I don't know what about this save so far in every club I've been at. I've had that. It's hard to explain. Do you know that feeling when you were younger and you first started playing this game and you just couldn't wait to get home and play it? And I've got to get home and do a bit with the kids and have me tea. And as soon as I can get on this laptop, the wife was watching You watch Love Island. You can watch Love Island forever. Let me play this. And that is what I've been doing. And honestly, I've loved every minute of it. Now, it didn't start great. I lost. And then I drew. And then I drew. But then we started to play, and one thing I've loved about it is, as I started to develop the coaching team, as I got better, I started to see the players get better at my tactics, start playing that kind of football I like, because they weren't doing it at first, and watching them link-ups develop on the tactics page and just seeing it come to life. No, it's not been perfect, but we're not expected to be an unstoppable force, but we've had some cracking results. That wasn't cracking. Got to get an ass whooping. You know what I mean? Sometimes you've got to fall down and get back up, and that's what we did. And I'm not lost for a few games. Now, they have a big team. I was worried about that. 2-2 at home. I thought they'll probably do us at their place. They didn't. Look at that bad boy. 82nd minute winner. And then a cracking game at this point. The 4-3 against Henan. On to the Chinese Cup, Chinese FA Cup, the CFA Cup, whatever you want to call it. Feel free. You can do whatever you want. I will never judge you. But we started off against a low-level team, 2-0. Another low-level team. I think they're down in the league below us. Enter penalties. And I've got DL Pro in the quarters. So the window had opened on the 1st of July, but I had loads of knowledge, right? Loads of knowledge now. And there was players coming up on a free at other Chinese clubs at this time of year, which surprised me. Contract dates are a bit weird in Asia, I've noticed that. So I was going to be able to snap up some really good quality for my own division, but one guy in particular is a difference maker. Now, he's played for Bayern. He was at Bayern 2. I think they had him out on loan at some point in Austria, which is, I think he's out there now. He's at Bayern now in real life. I think they've loaned him out to Austria. Released. I thought, he's China's number 1. Now, he's not technically on paper the best. There's a couple of other guys in the league who are well into their 30s, or they've retired from international football. So he is China's number 1 goalkeeper on the game for his country. 21, loads of ability, a game changer. Now, we'd accumulated a little bit of cash And one area of the team I felt was weak was defensively. We were lacking quite a bit. The goalkeepers, a centre-half, needed some full-backs. I couldn't get anyone in. So UU came up. It's cost me about $1.5 million. Obviously, he's worth more than that now. From, you know, a team that have never played him, but my scouts absolutely loved him, and I think on paper he looks brilliant. Signed a couple of experienced central midfielders as well. He's got 7 caps. He Chow and Liao Lisheng, 32. He's got 5 caps again. His physicals aren't great, but this is Chinese football. His star rating ain't great, but I think he's got experience. He just beefed up the team. One issue I did have was my Brazilian, who is an attacking midfielder and a striker, and he was playing up front for me and doing okay, right? He broke his leg. I think it was 9 months at one point, something silly. He's still out forever. And you might remember I bought this little Venezuelan, Jose Renard, who played the first couple of games and couldn't score to save his life. And I thought, oh God. So I started playing the Brazilian. But he's coming to the team now because he's had to, and he just kicks on. Now sold 2 more players, Zhang Hu and Jiao Yuan, I think they're called. You don't know any different. But they're worth like 800 grand, 900 grand. So we managed to get a bit of money in. Now, obviously, we're overcommitted there. I think I should change that balance and get rid of it because I don't need anyone else to sort out that wage problem. But we had 3.2 million in the bank, so I thought, why not ask the board? This ain't a quick fix. I want to improve this club. I want to end up fighting for a championship. I want to get deep in some continental football, the Champions League. Why the hell not? This is a great club to hopefully do that with. So let's try and improve the facilities. And they said yes, and spent $1.5 million on the training and $1.5 million roughly on the youth facilities, which are both pretty crap. And I've just realised you've not even seen them. So here we are. Yes, we play in the city of Langfang. I'll show it for you now. It looks quite nice. It's not one of these over massively built super Chinese cities, but it looks pretty good. We play at the Langfang Stadium, which is a bit shit, and I can't find any pictures really, not any good ones apart from the one I'm going to show you. By the 30th of August I think I was done for the season now with the staff, but like you can see I've expanded it. More coaches, more everything. I stripped that back completely when it comes to the coaching team, brought in a whole new set of dudes, new assistant, everything. I'm not bothered with a technical director. I've left the director of football. We've got scouts in, a whole new medical team. And I always say this helps. I've not really been able to do this at my previous clubs. By the 30th of August, we are still 3rd. 6 points off 2nd. Bit of a battle on our hands though with teams just behind us. There's been a few sackings at big clubs. 2 big clubs that I know of in this league, and 2 big time managers have come into the league. Eric Ten Hag has come into Beijing, my old club from a previous universe, on a previous Journeyman. This is the team I was, and I won the champion. I'm sure I won the Champions League. I think it's the one where I actually completed the Pentagon Challenge. And so is Antonio Conte. Pretty cool, isn't it? I like this. So let's have a look at the cup. And I got battered again off DL Pro. They're just behind me in the league. And they beat me 5-2, remember, in the league. And they knocked me out of the cup. And I didn't beat team. I've been going for every single game. I wanted to try and be as successful as possible. And we've still been pretty good. So this is the first game after the last game you saw against Henan, which we won 3-0. I then lost 2 games. Very close games. Lost that in the 92nd minute. Again, look, the 92nd minute, lacking concentration. Then we beat Conte. Have some of that. We're in a great winning streak here. 4 on the bounce. I've drawn one against the top of the league. They're top of the league. And they have not only got a couple of good players, they've got some China's best players. I mean, quality. 3-1. And then Henan again, weirdly. So I am very confident I'm not going to be getting the sack at this point, because they only wanted the 5th round of the cup and we got to the quarters. That's cool. And avoid a relegation battle, like I said. And we spent the majority of the season, that slow climb there, apart from a couple of dips there, at 3rd. We've been third for ages. Now we jump forward about 4 to 5 games, because this game was huge. It was 3rd versus 4th. Team that has battered me twice, once in the league and in the cup. This was huge for me and for my boys and for Renard and Loughton and a lot of the lads to do this well against them and give us some space. As you can see from the draw at this point, I've just done really well. 4-1, 1-1. Shanghai and Conte beating 1-0. 1-0 against Shanghai, whatever they are. I mean, these are good results. And that Brandon Loughton, what a player in China he is. And then that honestly was perfect. Now I have guaranteed third, right? Brilliant. Only lost 4, drawn 8, won 21 games, right? But this last game could have a twist or two. It's not a cup final, but to be where we are, I think is absolutely brilliant. It's going to do wonders for me and my CCPO's career. And I'm very proud of it because I've loved playing every single game and I've loved it. Really loved delving into it. You should see the notes I've got in this little book of mine down here, right? It's been brilliant. But it could go our way. So we are 3 points behind Shanghai. Now Shanghai who at home lose to BJ. I don't think they're gonna, because BJ, why does that make me smile? So immature. Have been relegated. But if they could do us a favour, right, and Shanghai lose and we win away at the Mighty Lions, it's not goal difference, even though ours is one better, it's games against. Now we drew against them 1-1 earlier in the season, and then at the end of the season I beat them 1-0. So if a miracle happens, we could end up runners up. One big loss today is our best player. Brandon got injured recently. 20 goals, 6 assists, 31 appearances, on fire, average rating's amazing. Very, very, very good player. Disappointed. But then underneath, you can see Jose. He just came to life in that second half of the season. Some of these players you used done really well since he signed. Him and the Brazilian play most of the time at centre half. Obviously, my goalkeeper was a massive difference. I mean, have a look at him, right? This is what we've got now. And this is who was my goalkeeper for the first half of the season. Bit of a difference. Here we go, they're in all blue, we're in all red. I do love being in all red. Makes me feel very Chinese. It's their favourite colour, isn't it? The colour of luck. And luck has maybe been on our side a little bit this year, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's genuinely putting that staff together. Watching the guys just grow into my tactic and just get better and better. And there's been some blips along the way, but we've been a fantastic team, and I'm hoping we can go out with another win against a team whose manager doesn't like me and slag me off in the press. Right, so it's 10 minutes in and we're looking out for Shanghai versus BJ, the blowjob boys, I call them in my head. I now said it out loud. I mean, we're going to need a miracle, but miracles can happen. You never know. It's Football Manager. It'd be fun if it was, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm happy with third. We have to qualify for the Asian Champions League, but then that could be exciting. All right, come on, free kick on the left hand side. Here's Sen Wen to Yu. Look at that cheeky little backheel pass. Sen Wen threads it through to Gao. Oh, what are you doing with it? What? Oh, come on, kid, just cut it across. Right, Junior, Brazilian vision pass to Feng Li. Oof. Oh, what's going on here? That was brilliant. Oh man, I've seen some comedy goals, you know. A game the other day. It was the other day when I was playing it. Their keeper just hit it out, hit the back of his defender's head on the edge of the box, and it just went straight in the net, and the keeper just watched it go in. Anyway, we're winning, we're doing our job, we're playing okay. We could do better. So here we go, second half's kicked off. I've had a shit day at work, by the way. Train strikes, innit? I'm a bus driver. So all them dudes who normally get a train and get in the bus. Trouble is, the buses are struggling. We're like 30 drivers down, every depot across England is. So we've not got all the buses on. So when you were on, you got absolutely peppered. And because everyone who gets a train don't normally get a bus, they don't know where they're going, what ticket they want. Christ, it's been an absolute mission. It's been fun, this league, especially at home. We have quite, packed out stadiums and so on. And it's a bit annoying, isn't it? Especially in Malaysia and so on. A lot of big stadiums that are mainly empty. I do like it when there's a few people, and I think we're getting a penalty. Oh, checking penalty review. You do have VAR in China. Penalty awarded. Right, come on, mate. You can do this. Come on, Liao. Oh, 2-0. Genuinely, though, I know it's on a game, but as I've played this season and I've done what I've done with this team, not just me, my CCPO, he's been brilliant this year. I feel like, I know it's a game, but in the back of your head, you've got this, like a feeling of going like that, haven't you? So all them teams that turned me down, them Australian teams, the Korean teams, other Chinese teams, some teams in India who didn't give me a shot. This team gave me that shot, and I know what I can do. So, honestly, absolutely buzzing with this year. But it could be easily, for me, so far, the best season. Easily. Right, the Mighty Lions are going to get themselves back into it. Potentially, BJ are back into it. They scored in the 79th minute. Can they get another one? Man, this is on. Game on. As long as we can hold on to our lead. Jose Eduardo. Great little player. When I got him first, I think, and thought he'll be my defensive midfielder. And then when I got Junior, like, nope, you're going in defence. Zhang Jian. At least we won. I'm very happy with that. Very happy. It's been brilliant. The boys have done me proud. So there we go. That is the final league table, and we are third. And we are definitely in continental football. You don't say it like in Europe, in England. You'd have that little symbol next to your name. So I'm pretty certain that's what's going to happen. So there you go, third with a team. Wasn't predicted to get relegated though, were we? I've just pushed them up a couple of places according to the bookies. So I'm happy with that. No awards. No competition wins, but like I said, my best season. And my agent, Lee Greenshields, mentioned in the last video that when you do resign, it does harm your rep, and it does, doesn't it? So I'd go up to 2 stars, I'm now 1.5. Hopefully I can build that, but my stats are decent. I've only lost 20 games. That's pretty good, isn't it? Well then, McLovin, what a season we've just had. Your comb placement was exceptional. I just loved it. Boys came together, me and you, everyone working as a team. I think we've achieved great things, and I think next season we're going to achieve even greater. The only bad thing about this year has been living out of a suitcase in a hotel, but the apartment's ready. I'm just a bit worried. Why? Because I was busy and I've trusted you to furnish it. Let's go have a look. Do I love it? I won't go that far. I mean, what's the bus for? Oh, because I used to be a bus driver. Cool. I'm in the Stormtrooper, I like that. But this is very you, isn't it? Very, very you. Oh, the Feng Shui is all on point, is it? Brilliant. Who told you about that? Greeno? Yeah, I bet he did. Anyway, enough of that. Everyone at home watching our little adventure, thank you as always for supporting it. Hopefully, you're going to come back for another season here in China. A season I cannot wait to get stuck into and hopefully bring this club and us some success. So stay happy, stay safe. I think I'm going to phone a painter and decorator.